Legend of Zelda. Easily one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. Also, we're all going to ignore the Spider-Man shirt that I'm currently wearing. Agreed? Agreed. Great. Zelda is the most video gamey game to ever video game. You know, if I were to ask you to think of a video game off the top of your head, go. I know you just thought of Mario, but after that, you would think Zelda, unless you thought Call of Duty or some bullshit. Anyway, I love Zelda, but I've never had that love tested. And what is love without trials? What's love got to do with it? Are Zelda and I meant to last? Or is my love like a desert flower, doomed to die as the sun rises? Well, let's find out. You may have heard of the 3-Heart Run. It is a self-imposed challenge where you try to beat a Zelda game with as few hearts as possible, ignoring the heart containers you can get at the end of dungeons and the pieces of heart you can find in the overworld. Now, I have never done a 3-Heart Run. I lack confidence in my gaming ability and in general, so I always prioritize increasing my health when a game gives me the option. But with Tears of the Kingdom out, is it finally my turn? Is this the game where I will finally do a 3-Heart Run? Absolutely not. Firstly, this game is way too hard for that. And secondly, unlike in previous Zelda games, Tears of the Kingdom locks massive sections of its game content behind doors that literally require you to have a certain number of hearts. First is on the Great Sky Island, the tutorial area of the game. And this door requires that you spend the first 4 Lights of Blessing that you get 1 heart container in order to do any of the rest of the game. But even worse, later in the game, there is a door that requires you to have 10 hearts in order to get the final stage. Wait. 10 sounds much more reasonable. Introducing the 10-Heart Run, an introductory challenge for little wah-wah babies like me. Here are the rules. Other than the first 4 Lights of Blessing that are required to get a heart in order to complete the Great Sky Island, I am not allowed to spend any additional Lights of Blessing in order to get more hearts. Only stamina vessels. The only heart containers I can get are from the bosses, which does mean I will be facing the first boss with 4 hearts. There are a total of 6 bosses in the game that drop hearts, and you might be thinking, like I did, well, that's perfect. That's just the number I need in order to get to 10. It works out perfectly. It's like it's planned. Well, there's a slight hiccup there. The final boss I would need to defeat to get to 10 hearts is locked behind the door that requires you to have 10 hearts. So it's impossible. Or is it? Because there is one other heart container I can get without spending any Lights of Blessing, and that would be from the Bargainer statue in the Great Abandoned Central Mine. Loophole for the win. That will mean I will already have the 10 heart maximum by the time I defeat the boss in the Spirit Temple. So when that heart container drops, I will be ignoring that one. Though now that I'm thinking about it, I do have to spend those first 4 Lights of Blessing to get that first heart. So it's basically the same thing. I'm just replacing the boss for the Spirit Temple with that. You know, whatever. Now in this game, like in Breath of the Wild, there are consumables that will give us additional temporary yellow hearts above our current red heart maximum. And those are A-okay. Mostly because Gloom will chew through all of those hearts in a single hit. So only red hearts are counted. I can also increase my defense by upgrading my armor or using defense up consumables, which means I will take less damage with every hit. This is also acceptable because I do want to finish this game before I am a grandfather. My goal is to get all the sages and the Master Sword before I go lay the beat down on Ganondorf. These are my only actual criteria for completing the challenge, but I will be completing side quests along the way to make my life a little easier. And if there are any side quests that you would like to see done, let me know down in the comments. I will look at them and take your suggestions. But if anyone says, Where are the wells? I will find you, and I will take your kneecaps. I will leave a full list of the rules in the description below in case you want to play along. But for now, let's get into the game. What's the worst that could happen? Nintendo presents. Directed by the Coen brothers. We start off day one with the very beginning of the game. Enjoy seeing all these hearts. It's the last time we'll see that many. After some inappropriate thirsting after Zelda.
This strange gloom keeps getting thicker.
And so do you. Let us continue. Deeper. Don't ask me. I don't know why I am a degenerate. Okay. Oh, what a challenge.
You're not hurt, are you, Link?
They were 3 keys. I'm fine. We get our first taste of the game's lore.
Look at these murals.
Murals? You mean? Murals? Look at these murals. Look at these morals.
The written histories of the royal family.
Look at these morals.
This is similar to the statues we saw earlier.
It's also similar to that one character from Overwatch. And you can tell I am very invested.
They must have forged a relationship with the Hylians of that time,
And
working together to
bugged.
establish the Kingdom of Hyrule.
We accidentally unleash Vecna into Hyrule.
Was that the sword that seals the darkness?
He wasn't really going to offer information anyway.
Who are you?
Who the fuck are you?
And I ask the important questions like, you ever get so pissed off that you just bench an entire castle? Zelda vanishes, we get caught by a ghost arm, need a hand, and then the game attempts to blind me. It does this a lot. The game takes the light versus dark theme very literally. Can I also just say, the length of his hair may or may not be what I'm going for right now. It's not working out. We collect the busted-ass Master Sword. I carved this while in prison. Maybe you'll be able to use it to shank a bitch. Place my hand against a glowing doodad. That is some Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric logic right there. Whoa, this thing is mysteriously shaped exactly like my hand. Let me touch it. And make my way out to the title screen, but not before receiving a subliminal message from the game. Where do I go? Oh. What you trying to tell me, game? I start to cry over how beautiful the soundtrack is. It's incredible, especially in headphones. Seriously, speakers do not do it justice. Then we encounter our first enemy, and immediately I am feeling confident. Then I come across a group of 3 basic enemies, and I swiftly change my tune. I get my ass handed to me, and only survive by eating a metric ton of apples. This isn't even really the challenge yet either. You always fight these guys with 3 hearts. Needless to say, this put me a little on edge. Now I see threats around every corner. Oh, sure, you can take that. Hello, you seem to be new here. We kill people who steal our sticks around here. Soldier constructs are those of us given strict orders to protect this land, of which I am one. Fucking takes out 2 Gatling guns. Allow me to offer unsolicited advice. This is already unsolicited, but go ahead. Nobody asked. Oh, but please do not actually attack. It would stop me from harming you.
That arm originally belonged to me.
I'm here to get it back. Put up or shut up, bitch. We set off for our first shrine, and I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. Those of you who've been in the community of this game know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't unsee it. If you know, you know. Rauru gives us our first ability, Ultra Hand. Your first ability has been gained. You can grab stuff now. A couple puzzles later, we reach the end of the shrine and retrieve our first Light of Blessing. You have done well to reach this place. I'm assuming it's Rauru speaking. We offer this light that will cleanse you of evil. Otherwise, it's Sonia. We offer you this light that will cleanse you of evil. Oh, dear God. It's a ball. You can squeeze it when you're stressed. I will say, I hate the glowing effect in this game. It just looks so cheap in comparison to everything else. Light of blessing. A crystal that glows with a light that purges ancient evil and purifies with its radiance. It's also high in vitamin C. Sunny D. Taste the power of the sun. May the light of blessing grant you the strength you seek. And we're gonna go ahead and cook. Okay. Meat and mushroom skewer. Hell yeah. That's more hearts than I currently have. So this is gonna be a part of this challenge that I gotta get used to. Because I'm used to cooking maximum efficiency meals. Meals that will heal me the maximum amount of hearts possible. But I'm never gonna have more than 10 hearts. So that's not really, there's no purpose to that. So I'm gonna have to figure out, like in my real life, I'm gonna have to figure out freaking portion size. Heading out from there, I wind up in a completely different part of the map than where I usually go and discover, to my knowledge, the first Korok you can discover in the game. And so I end the day's recording session with an appropriate response. Goodbye. You son of a bitch. Okay, fine. It's a new day. I'll help the stupid Korok. Just take off the backpack, you dingus. Well, I will in no way be finding every Korok in the game. Completing a few will probably prove useful, so I can carry more weapons, bows, and way more shields. That'll be really important. After reuniting these two Korok friends, we sail across this random lake to our next shrine. Oh, hello. Give me more. Give me more of your sweet, sweet jellies. I will put them on my toast. I actually don't put jelly on toast. I freak out my wife by not putting jelly on toast. Oh my god, there's eggs. That's cool. Anyways, sorry. But yeah, I don't put jelly on my toast. You know what I put on my toast? I put peanut butter, and that freaks my wife the fuck out. Rauru gives us our next ability, Fuse. I fuse a boulder to my shield yet again, because I find it funny. Come on. Oh god, okay. I definitely thought I had dodged that. Okay. Oh, did not expect you to go that direction. I've literally never experienced this for more than like a couple seconds. I guess this is what happens when I'm like, oh, let me try something else real quick, you know? Let me abandon the things that I know work and just fuck around a little bit. Fuck around and find out. Could I do both? Could I do both? And before long, we're out. Before we move on to the next part, though, I got distracted by these floating platforms. I decided to go investigate and somehow managed to drop to my death almost a dozen times. But technically, falling doesn't actually kill you. It just makes you respawn where you were with one less heart, so it doesn't actually count. Down here, I discover a Captain Construct with a chest. Wow, the way I phrased that made it sound like the Captain Construct has tits. I'm keeping it. I fight the Captain Construct, but then his loot drops off the platform, so all I will be getting out of this endeavor is whatever is in this chest. What we got going on over here? It's Amber! I did all that for Amber. Then I thought I soft-locked myself here because I didn't have Ascend yet, and it took me way too long to find out I could easily climb this. We approach the snowy region of the map, but before we get there, I spot this Forge Construct. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident. So let's try our luck with our first mini-boss. Okay. Apparently my controller has disconnected. I don't know exactly how. Even the controller is trying to screw me over on this challenge. It truly is a fight for the ages. Even the hardware is like, no, fuck you. And much to my surprise, I managed to beat it without taking any damage. I pick up its loot drop and fuse the construct core onto a weapon, making it the most powerful early game weapon I've had so far. And it lasts me all of 5 minutes. I want you. Got him. Okay. Real sad that that broke real fast, though. But, you know, such is life in this goddamn game. In this dog-eat-dog break weapon world, you know? Weapon durability. Everyone's favorite! I don't know if you could tell I was being sarcastic. Just in case someone was really struggling to pick up on the subtlety there. I'm not a fan of the weapon durability. But, you know, I get it. There is a certain degree to which I'm like, okay, I can appreciate the fact that it requires me to, you know, switch things out and experiment a bit. I just wish that it wasn't every single weapon, you know? Some weapons I'd like to keep. And dead. And my spiky bat is badly damaged. Man. I don't like that. We climb through a cave, kill some likes, and I complain about getting opals all the goddamn time. What we got over here? Anything good? Amber. The only thing I would have hated more is if it was a goddamn opal. There's so many fucking opals everywhere, man. Another goddamn opal motherfucker. God shit. I cook up some spicy peppers, head up into the snowy region, and come across another bubble frog. I've noticed that there are way more of these guys on the Great Sky Island than I thought, and I collected as many bubble gems as I could. I'm going to need as many of these as I can, but we'll get into why when we get there. I approach the third shrine, but before I do, I notice this platform over here with a chest and 2 captain constructs. Oh, that's gotta be something good. I notice a small lip poking out over the edge, so I decide it will be easier to do this after I get ascend. I go into the shrine, get ascend, walk back out, I make it to this platform and engage with the 2 captain constructs. At first, things looked really good for me. I managed to interrupt this first one as he's attempting to fuse something to his arm, but then I lose the rhythm and the real fight begins. After a long, grueling fight, I go back to the chest to see my reward and... what we got here? Will it have been worth it? It was another god! What the fuck did I say? What the fuck did I say? I got my goddamn warm pants and signed off for the day. Day 3 was going to be a rough one for me. I hadn't slept much the night before in order to reset my sleep schedule. I had just spent 3.5 hours recording FNAF Ruin, and right after this recording, I was going directly into recording with Patrick for my second channel, and rolling right into a family pool night directly after that. I had a long day ahead of me. Originally, Patrick and I were supposed to record for our Tears of the Kingdom playthrough, but we ended up instead playing Pikmin 4, thankfully. Shameless plug out of the way. Luckily for me, day 3 started off with some smooth sailing. Literally. We glide down to the Temple of Time and see Zelda, kind of, but that's okay. Something interesting here. That's not a secret stone. All the other ones were secret stones, but that can't have been. They can't be Zelda's secret stone because Zelda's secret stone is in a different location. Won't reveal where that is. And we get the rewind ability. Hell yeah, most broken ability of the game. I cannot explain to you how many puzzles I am going to break using rewind. We go up to our first heart door and find out we don't have enough hearts yet. Great. So in order to get enough, we need to backtrack and finish one more shrine, conveniently themed around rewind. Crazy. Luckily, we don't actually have to walk back there because we just unlocked fast travel. which I will be abusing the hell out of in this playthrough. Rewind makes everything in this game so much simpler. Whenever I'm like, man, that would be so useful, but it's going the wrong way. Rewind. We finish the shrine, we glide back to the Temple of Time. A-okay, A-okay. Man, I wonder where Zelda is. Where could she be? Ooh, if you know, you know. Get our 4th heart, and everybody, watch this. This will be the only heart container we get using this method. It's the only one. Savor it while you can. I shall grant you the power you seek. Aww. Thank you. I will only be getting stamina vessels from you from now on. There we go. And try this shit again. Weirdly enough, we head all the way to the end of this long pier, and Zelda isn't there. Oh, so weird, right? Oh, they're talking to each other. They're stunning conversationalists. So I put the lime in the coconut. And then oh God, I shake it all up. The clouds part and we dive down to the surface of Hyrule. It's a short stroll from here to Lookout Landing, but on the way, I spot a boss bokoblin with 3 red bokoblin minions. Now, usually at this point of the game, I would avoid an enemy unit like this, like the plague. But what is the point of a challenge if there's no actual challenge? So I decided to put on my big boy pants and try to take them down. This is quite difficult. Yeah, the boss bokoblin took me out in one hit. Yeah. First legitimate death of the run, by the way. And I will be keeping a death counter. I'm sure I won't live to regret that. Well, actually, I won't live to regret it. So maybe I'm not ready for this fight yet, but no. This fight inspired something deep within me. I knew I could do this. All I had to do was not suck. But that is all I've done in my entire life. I had to learn to suck less. This time, I realized that the entire enemy unit seemed to coordinate their strategy. The bokoblins put up their shields and protected their boss. Then the boss blew his horn, and they all went on the offensive at once. In previous playthroughs, I had waited until after I had 1 or 2 sages on my side before fighting a unit like this, and as helpful as they are, they sure do clutter up the screen. But now with a solid understanding of their strategies, I dove in. Okay. Haha! No, I had that! You son of a bitch. He's raving over there. What is he doing? Got him. Hell yeah. Oh, that feels good. Okay. Got him. Okay. A couple of well-timed dodges and flurry rushes later, and it was just me and the boss. I was obviously outmatched. He could take me out in one hit after all. Would it be fair to say that this felt like a Dark Souls boss? Absolutely not. Because I was actually having fun with this. Something I cannot say about Dark Souls. I'm sorry. Before long, the boss bokoblin was defeated, and I grabbed his spoils, including a horn that's going to make a massively overpowered weapon at this point in the game. And as a reward for my hard work and my bravery, I make my way into Lookout Landing, where I meet up with my one true love, Purah. Oh, Purah hasn't slept, and you need to go sleep with her. Sleep with her. You need to fuck. Hello, madam.
That looks interesting.
Everything about you looks interesting. Since you're checking me out, I'll check you out right back.
One step at a time.
Hell yeah. Only makes it a little awkward when I see the child version of her directly behind herself. She sends me to Captain Haas, and along the way, I find a shrine that teaches me the most basic combat techniques in the game. I've literally been doing it since the first enemy that I encountered. Anyway, back to Haas. I try to speed things up by ascending, but wound up falling down and discovering a Korok instead. That's what we call failing forward. I talk to Captain Haas, we see Zelda turn into light jizz, and then it's back to Purah. I'm so excited to see her again that I attempt to take a shortcut and wind up dying from fall damage. This'll definitely hurt, right? This is definitely gonna hurt. Yeah, it hurt pretty bad. Hurt pretty bad. I just want to get my paraglider. Okay, another reason I really want to get back to Lookout Landing is to get the goddamn paraglider. I haven't talked about it yet, but it takes so damn long for you to get the paraglider in this game, and it sucks. There are too many hills and cliffs everywhere, and my bones break so easily. It took me, after struggling super hard with this, to realize I could just fast travel back to the shrine here. I get back to Lookout Landing, we start up the Skyview Towers, I thirst after Purah even more. Purah, my love, my darling. I hunger for your touch. Oh, dear God.
Uh-huh.
I am a simp. I am melting. Perfect, yep. I love the giggle. I would kill for this woman. I absolutely would. I would start a war. And we launch Link into the stratosphere to get some map data. It took the internet no time to ruin this sequence. Like 0 time. And on the way back down, I try to redeem myself for my embarrassing display in our playthrough on Frankenbeans.
It's just so freaking impressive. Wow, threading the knee.
Nope. God damn it.
Wow.
By diving back down through the Skyview Tower and paragliding before I hit the bottom. I think I did it a little too early, but hey, at least I didn't die again. I talk to Purah again. She gives me the main story quest, and we finally wrap up just in time. I was so nervous I wouldn't reach this point during this recording, and I'd have to record some like awkward button for this video on day 4. But we did it. The real game and the real challenge begins. But we'll have to leave that for next time. For now, thank you guys so much for watching this. It was a blast to make. If you want to see more, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. If you have any suggestions of side quests you'd like to see done as a part of this challenge, make sure to leave those in the comment section. And if you want to see a more traditional playthrough of the game, you can check out our playthrough over on Frankenbeans. Now, I'm going to go not look up Rule 34 fan art of Purah. See you next time. Of course, Purah. I will gladly help you with research.